If a man is abusive towards a woman and all he says that, hey, I'm just looking at you as a vagina, that man ain't straight.
See, you just fell right into the trap of these females. When they can't stop their man from fucking other bitches on them, they start calling their man gay and playing with their homosexuality. I think that he's projecting that he might be. I can tell when a man just gossip with women his whole majority of his life. I haven't heard this man say anything masculine this whole podcast, not one time. I said you've been fighting from a woman's point of view this whole time. You've been speaking as if you was one of the girls up here this whole time. That's why I called you Unlimited the two sister girls. That is my reasoning right there. You're seeking validation on your manhood from a woman.
You are one of those men that, and you see how you keep on interjecting. I wonder if any of these men, gonna say, hey, rest in your fucking masculinity, because I ain't fucking masculine.
What's up, YouTube? JayBReacts back in with another video. Now today we're gonna be reacting to a Fatty and Ilkin Ali panel video, and they have a special guest. That shit cheap. We got us some man-on-man action right here. This is a heated debate between That Shit Cheap, a guy named Sharon, whatever you want to call him, and it basically boils down to the sexuality of each other. Sharon is calling Beanz out, saying that he's playing for the other team because of how he treats women. Beanz is saying that Sharon played for the other team because he says nothing masculine throughout the whole conversation. This conversation is wild and it's very entertaining, and it got pretty heated, but I'm gonna let y'all be the judge of that. Make sure y'all like the video, hype the video, comment below. Without further ado, let's dive into the content.
I think any man that thinks that she is the most important thing, then women is not important to him at all. Only thing he's thinking about is getting a nut. He don't actually care about the woman at all. Like, that is clear. Because everybody that's in a fruitful relationship knows that sex is the least thing that you do in a relationship, right? You communicate more, you talk more, you eat food more, you go to sleep more. You do everything in a fruitful relationship more than having sex. So if sex is the only thing that's important to you, then the woman doesn't matter, because you only look at her as a vagina. And this is why a lot of men get caught up like Ray J, and they putting their hands in things that ain't really coochies.
Hold on. See, Sharon is wrong on that because it's a package deal. The box comes with the woman, because usually if you're dealing with a woman, that's probably going to be the first thing that you're going to be attracted to her for. It's going to be the sex factor. After that, everything else comes along with the relationship, but box is definitely a high priority in a relationship.
The only thing you focus on is a wet hole. You don't care how the hole actually get there. That's why Blueface walked up on a girl at the goddamn restaurant. He said she was the most beautiful thing he's seen that day, and wound up that she was not a goddamn she. So people want to follow this whole coochie thing and have this whole have their ego on full display. That is cool, but we know it's just a grift. It's a game. It's a lie. It ain't nothing real about it. You cannot maintain no real human being that is a healed woman with this goddamn facade that you got. And it's clear that you have a mask on. It's not even real.
Can I ask a question?
So he's throwing shots right now at Dr. Cheat, aka Beanz, or That Shit Cheap, about the facade of the character that he's playing, saying that because basically with Dr. Cheat online, he comes off as the guy who hurts chicks before he gets hurt. You know what I'm saying? And now that's what I say. His reality is going to be based differently upon what type of guy you are and where you at in your life. If you may be a younger guy, you're a guy that play the field, you might resonate well with Mr. Cheat. But Sharon is still wrong about how men really feel about women, vagina, the whole thing, because it's still a package deal.
Would you stay in a relationship?
You actually compared yourself to a goddamn comic book.
Sure.
That's how unreal you are.
You gotta, hey, Fat, you gotta let him respond to that, Fat.
No, I just want to ask him if he would stay in a relationship if he didn't have sex. Since sex is not important at all, would he stay in a relationship if today on his wife said, no more coochie, we are here to raise the kids and to do whatever we need to do. You don't get no access to coochie anymore since I'm not a pocket pussy. Go ahead, Sharon.
No.
So
not on that
you have to go to the extreme to make it funny. I think
there's not an extreme. Millions of men are going. No, millions of men are going to sleep today with no coochie, no nothing.
Answer.
No, there's not an extreme.
You went to the extreme. You went to the extreme to not having it at all.
Okay. Okay. Let me correct it. Okay. I take accountability. You only have you 2 times a month, one on the 1st and one on the 15th when you get your paycheck. Okay, so to reward you as a good worker that you've been. Okay, 2 times a month,
cooked.
one on the 1st, one on the 15th. That's way fair because there's a lot of men that are going through the same thing right now.
That is true.
Would you leave?
That premise, I don't know why you asking me that premise, because
You said it was extreme. I actually made it some more realistic.
Let me just.
He did.
They're very specific.
Man.
I said sex is not the most important thing in a fruitful relationship. I said that's the least thing you do in a relationship if it's fruitful, is what I said. And you want to try to limit it to 2 times a month for all those things. What I am trying to get you to understand, when you fruitful in a relationship, 1 week you might do it 7 times every single day and be like a rabbit, and another week you might not do it at all. So that's just how a fruitful relationship works. So when I take my girl on a vacation, guess what? We doing it every goddamn day because we enjoying ourselves. When the kids ain't around, we gonna do it 2 times that day when the kids ain't around.
See, Sharon not listening to that. Fatty put a stipulation from the woman. See, of course, what Sharon is saying is right for sure. 1 week I might bust it down a little more often, and maybe the next week it might be a couple times, but it's not being dictated by someone saying it has to be like this.
When the kids is all there, we moving it, and school is in and working it. Hey, we getting it when we can get it in. It's just is what it is. That's what life is. So we don't have no schedule. I don't say, damn, I only did it once this week. That's dumb.
Can you answer this question for me?
I don't have to beg for no goddamn sex. I sleep next to a beautiful fat ass at night. I can rub it whenever I want to. I don't have these problems. So this idea,
damn raccoon in there.
Idea that
freaky ass raccoon.
So my black ass.
So this answer this question right here. Does sex not make or break most relationships?
It does. It does.
I have no idea. No, I don't think so.
You said I have no idea, and then you said I don't know. I don't think so.
While I was answering, no, I don't think so, because majority men that's over 35 got ED, so y'all ain't having sex in the goddamn way, right?
You don't think?
Hold on now. I'm 35, and I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I'm in my prime right now. I'm in like some of the best shape ever. When it comes down to the sex part, I'm busting better nuts than I was in my 20s. So like I said, I think it boils down to the choice of how often you want to do it, and I think that still should be dictated by the man. Yeah, he should be able to get it when he wants it.
So right, if sex doesn't make or break relationships, right? If a man's not pleasing his wife, what you think his wife is going to do? Just sit there for the rest of the relationship, getting terrible sex, or she's going to move on?
Yes, that's what women do. They actually endure through horrible sex. Yes, most women tell you that they ain't ever bust a nut. Most women also they are taking care of their goddamn husbands when they got goddamn when they go through cancer. They got to go through chemotherapy. Guess what happens when you go through chemotherapy? That thing don't work. Most of you men taking all these goddamn honey packs since you 20. That thing ain't working at 35. Y'all gotta stop the cat.
This man said honey packs since she was 20. Honey packs is a relatively new thing, I would think. I don't know. I just heard about them in recent times. But he said taking them since she was 20. What? That don't even make sense.
And we are the ones doing extremes. Okay.
So yours is working.
Y'all gotta stop lying to y'all.
No. You said there's. So yours is working.
I don't do this. Yes, mine's work. Yes.
So why is yours working? They doesn't. My bad, Doctor.
I knew you
because I don't do no goddamn honey packs. I ain't drinking.
So look, right?
Ain't mad at
so like I said, you said earlier,
so healthy.
A man is only worried about sex, and then you just went left and said that they'll start going to anything that's a wet hole. Most men know the difference. See, you just fell right into the trap of these females when they can't stop their man from fucking other bitches on them. They start calling their man gay and playing with their homosexuality. You fell right into that trap right there. Any man that is comfortable with his homosexuality will just he knows what a bitch look like, or my fault, part of my mouth, a regular woman looks like. He's just not going to go fuck anything trannies or gay men.
Yeah.
If he wants,
the problem is that you are pushing men to fall into that trap of just dating anything and falling into anything. We see it time and time again that even somebody like Blueface, multiple baby moms, he could get damn near any woman he want because he got the height, he got the money, and he got the fame. And what did he holler at? On camera. A goddamn man. And this is what y'all pushing men to do. Y'all keep describing non females, non-women. The attributes that y'all are telling men to go and chase doesn't have anything to do with a fruitful woman.
As in what? As in what?
I don't know if he's speaking on
all the
specific.
things that you are saying.
As
you don't
what?
actually care that it's a woman. Only thing you care is that you get.
I
a
never
nut
said
at the
that.
end of the night.
Yeah, I think Sharon might be taking the video out of context. Yeah, I mean, of course it was supposed to be a little bit of satire, but he was making a joke saying that if I hit you up for sex, you the most important person that I'm calling. That doesn't say that he does not like the woman at all. He doesn't appreciate her, or there's other things. I think it was more meant to be, you know, comical about the fact that I'm hitting you up late at night and in the morning, technically. I think Sharon might be taking it out of context a little bit.
I said
if I choose the most important thing is if the most important thing. I'm going by your words. Your words is if the coochie is the most important thing to you,
it's only one
then she is the most important thing.
It's a woman.
Say what?
It's a woman. I just said, yeah, if I call you for sex at night, like Batman comes out at night, you're the most important to me. That was the video. I didn't say if I call a man at night, he's the most important thing. I said if I call a woman at night and I only want to see her at night, she's the most important thing to me.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you got to say for the cameras, but I don't mean anything is what I'm trying to tell you. You saying that, but it don't mean anything. We know that men that communicate like that, we understand what's happening. Like it's too many men are being exposed that talk like this. They are the main ones.
So if a nigga gets too many bitches, he's gay.
To this situation because only thing on a mind is getting a peen wet.
So if a nigga gets too many bitches, he's gay.
What's going on? I don't know why we're trying to act like okay.
So if a nigga gets too many bitches, he's gay. Is that what you're saying?
No, I said men that think like you. Clearly. You are steering men towards the wrong path.
So basically, what you're saying is just because a certain gender can't treat the other gender right, they like the same gender that they are.
That's what he's trying to say.
No, that's not what I'm saying. It's like y'all can't hear or something.
That's exactly.
It's like this is weird, right? Because I'm saying very specific words, and every time I say a specific word, y'all take those words and change it to a whole new one. Every single time.
So can you?
I said something very specific, just like when I said, just like not too long ago when I said, "Hey, if your only concern is getting vagina, you don't like that woman." You said, "Oh, so if you only have sex once or twice, that's okay for a relationship." That is dumb. I didn't say that. Say what I said. I said you are abusive, and you mean to abuse women. You don't
hold on, but what about the women that have a guy on their phone is just D-I-C-K, or she only likes him for the D? I mean, that don't mean she doesn't like men. Sometimes people compartmentalize people.
See, like women at all. But you put this facade like you like women. What your language tell on you every single time.
So you can basically tell a man that even though he doesn't have sex with men, deal with men, talk to men, do anything with men, just because he doesn't treat women correctly, he likes men. That's what you're saying.
And by the way, thank you for the $100. You said, Sharon, stop talking. Thank you very much, Jason.
So you cannot know if a man is like a man cannot be dealing with no man. A man cannot be having sex with no man. A man cannot be talking to no man on a DL. He could be the furthest thing from DL. But just because he doesn't know how to treat a woman correctly or won't treat a woman correctly, he's gay. That's what you're saying.
Treating a woman incorrectly and being abusive
means you're gay.
It's miles apart. Miles apart.
So answer the question. If a man's not doing anything involving other men, but he's not treating a woman correctly, he's gay. Is that what you're saying?
That's what he said.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
How's that not? You just
So what you're saying is there's an high probability.
Oh God, I was talking. Okay, good, you got it.
No, what you're saying is that the high probability that he's gay. If a man hurts woman, there's a high probability he's gay. That's your statement, right?
Abuse.
So most men that abuse women are gay.
Man, I can clarify. You don't have to keep asking me questions. If a man is abusive towards women and all he says that, hey, I'm just looking at you as a vagina, that man ain't straight. Sorry to tell you.
So if I want to see, I am gay. If I only see you as the thing that I want to is gay?
I'm saying something specific and you keep trying to change what I'm saying. Usually what y'all would say, that is female-like. Because I'm saying something very specific.
So you
Limited. You trying to change
Limited
because you want to be right. You have a need to be right.
Hey, Limited about to catch a stray because she was shaking her head. And they put up on the screen, she like that. They like, hey, hold on, Limited. What you agreeing with, Don?
Instead of understanding what I am saying and communicating.
Hey, Ali.
So Limited,
Ali, yes, Ali. Limited was nodding her head.
Are you limited? Are you co-signing what we both heard? Like he went from just abusing isn't gay, just like having one.
Hold on, look at the way he put on the chapstick. I'm sorry, y'all. It just was hilarious.
And have sex with a woman isn't a gay. We asked him to clarify again. Now, if you're abusing and just want sex, you're gay. So why are you nodding your head while he's speaking? Like, what part are we missing? Are we wrong or is he wrong?
I think you guys are not listening to him.
Okay, can you tell us?
If I'm being honest, I think he's projecting. That he might be. I think that he's projecting. I think me, Fatty, and Ali, I haven't seen him defend not one thing on the man's side. He's been speaking from woman's perspective this whole time. I think that he's projecting that he might be. I can tell when a man just gossip with women his whole majority of his life. I haven't heard this man say anything masculine this whole podcast, not one time. Fatty has, Ali has, I have. Even the older man that we had on here says something masculine. Even the other Nasty has came on here and said he has been speaking from women's point of view this whole time. Then when he spoke on that, I got a woman with a fat ass, I can rub, I can run, I can do all that. Bro, now niggas don't with multiple bitches. Now niggas don't go get multiple women. No. What type of shit is this? Nigga's trying to play perfect man. He's ignorant. He wants a couple.
I think
he wants a couple claps from y'all, and he's trying to say, "Oh, now that I get bitches, and then I can, that I like to play the player role and the pimp role that the whole world promotes." Women literally promote men like that as well. Now it's he likes men because he's abusing women. He's not treating women right. He's projecting that he might have something in the closet.
Limited. You said we are not hearing him out. Can you translate for us so we can actually understand what Sharon is saying? Please.
Dr. Cheat, you said that he hasn't said anything masculine. I think everything he has been saying has been masculine, but he is just speaking from a different intellect. And I don't think you can speak on the same wavelength or tone.
But I'm gonna be so honest with you though. You can't tell us what masculine is because nobody's seeking validation on their manhood from a woman.
Facts.
He is though. So it's like he's seeking validation on his manhood from y'all. He wants a couple claps from y'all. Not one man has agreed with him once in this whole podcast or anything that we did. Only the women have agreed with him.
No, I don't.
So you mean to tell me a man that is looking from validation from another man
on his manhood? Yes. How else you gonna get manhood from a woman?
Opposite sex. You saying that man that is concerned about what a woman thinks about him as a man. That man is the one that is fruity.
You're gonna get validation on your manhood from a woman.
You are one of those men that, and you see how you keep on interjecting. I wonder if any of these men. I wonder if any of these men gonna say, "Hey, rest in your fucking masculinity," because I ain't fucking masculine. Interjecting.
So you're seeking validation on your manhood
you
from
are
a woman.
looking for validation from men. That ain't masculine, bro.
So you get validation on your manhood from a woman.
He's supposed to be a leader of himself. But you validate while other men are co-signing you.
I don't think Sharon understands how the world really works. Men definitely get validation from each other. It's like camaraderie thing. It's a competition factor when it comes down to work. Accolades. Usually when men meet, what do you do for a living type of atmosphere? So for him to say that is a little skewed, buddy.
So you're getting validation on your manhood from a man.
Men compete.
You're getting validation on your manhood from a woman. Only the women. I'm not even going to say the woman because Max hasn't really clapped. Only you and Limited, the two sister girls, have clapped.
That ain't no damn Maxie Hill. She changed her name. That's Carmaya. Quit playing.
This whole time and did and agree with each other. Fatty hasn't agreed with you, and neither has Ali. You have literally been speaking from a woman's point of view this whole time, and you keep taking Limited side. You even get irritated when we speak. When we was all going back and forth for her, you was getting irritated and hot and sweating and moving when we was going back and forth for her. You're seeking validation on your manhood from a woman. You want a couple claps from the woman. You want the girls to say, yes, you're right. Limited, with all due respect, you can't even speak on the manhood because you're a whole woman and you don't know what's really going on for real, for real.
Please, Limited, go ahead.
Can you cut? Come on, hey babe, can you cut me some fruits, please? Because I'm a little hungry. And also, Kamaya, right? She hasn't agreed with me.
Babe, can you cut me some fruits? I'm a little hungry. That's funny, Sharon.
Throughout this whole show. So I'm not looking for validation from anybody. I'm speaking my own mind. I haven't asked any of the ladies, do you agree with me? I haven't looked for validation from any of them. I spoke my mind.
So can we get Limited to actually put the spin on this and kind of explain to us where we missing Sharon Gracie point, please?
Babe, give me some fruit. I want some fruit, okay? I'm a little hungry. I'm sorry, y'all. That's funny.
I honestly forgot, but I was gonna say, Dr. Cheat. The same way you're saying projecting, that's also what you're doing by saying he's looking for validation, because that's not something that he's looking for. You can even see it in his demeanor. He's not looking for that. And I actually work in that field, body language. He's not looking for validation. But I was going to say, you guys were not listening to.
I'll give her and him that. I don't think he's looking for validation, because if he was, he would probably be agreeing with Fatty, maybe Mr. Cheat, because he doesn't want to be the oddball out. So I can kind of see where he and her is coming from with that.
You guys weren't listening to Sharon.
Sharon? I know what you were going to say.
You guys were not listening to him. You guys were more so just reactive, because he was saying the two has to go together. And also, do keep in mind, every case is different, but it is a slippery slope. There is actually a study on this. Men who are abusive to women who are abusive to men, tend to like their sex more, but they're underneath. And however, they will not categorize themselves. They will not categorize themselves as gay or lesbian, because they just don't want to be called that, even though they like sleeping with women or they like sleeping with men. They don't want to be called lesbian. They don't want to be called gay. So what you're saying, you said you like to abuse women and you like to mistreat them and stuff like that. That what you're saying is like a main source.
Okay, so Limited, I'm gonna ask you this question, right? Me, I don't do anything with men. I don't do anything DL. I don't do anything of them sorts. How can a nigga still call me gay?
Yeah, no, that's great.
If I'm not doing anything gay.
Did he?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't hear.
Yes.
He implied.
And a matter of fact, let me actually add on it. Right.
This is what the whole argument have been about, and she done popped up here. I didn't know he called you gay. Were you really listening, or were you just listening to the things that resonated with you? I think she really was just on the side of Sharon, just because he was more siding with the women on this side, opposed to really listening to the argument that was happening.
Famous Sharon talking point is, if you do it with a woman, nothing is gay. This is a famous Sharon talking point. If you do it with a woman, whatever it is not gay, because you're doing it with a woman.
I don't agree with that.
A person that is so firm on that statement is saying that if I put my hands on my woman, I'm gay. When I'm literally never had sex, never look at them. Like, how is that? Like, how does it go from anything a woman does to me is not gay as long as he's with a woman and he's a firm, he has to have men involved for me to actually be gay. And now all of a sudden, me putting my hands on my woman or being abusive or being toxic makes me gay. How does a person go from that statement to this statement, Limited? Please explain to me. How does Sharon can have these 2 points in his head? Sharon, you afterwards.
Let me fix the premise, because that's not what I said.
Oh, man. All right.
I said if you are sexually turned on, if you're aroused by something else, that's what you are. So whatever
Sharon,
you're doing with
if a woman puts a dildo on a man's ass, is that gay?
What you asking is gay. That is crazy.
No. You got a point.
Don't deflect.
You got to answer the question.
Change what I'm saying.
Sharon, you are trying to run away from what. Sharon, I try to be politically correct, and you are trying to.
I'm saying something specific, and you have to change it to something else. I said something. If he is aroused by a woman, then I don't think that man is gay. No. Whatever
okay, let me do this.
He's trying to run from this question real quick, because this will definitely determine if that man is still doing some weird behavior. Because I'm not gonna lie, just because you with a woman, you do certain acts, yes, we can classify that as gay. If you getting PEG'd, that would be you play for the other team.
It's exactly what he said on the beginning of this exchange. It's just shaming tactics. No man likes to be called gay. So y'all put that shit out there to see if you can deter men from actually using woman for property.
Fatty, all I'm saying is this.
And I'll be right back, Dr. Cheat.
All I'm saying is this. If a man don't sexually turn me on in no way, shape, or form, but I still do women a certain way and I treat women a certain way, but women turn me on sexually, then sexually I am attracted to women. No matter how I treat a woman has nothing to do with how I'm sexually attracted to anything. He's implying that just because I say, yo, I just want some out of a bitch, I don't care for all the other shit and all that voice that he was talking about, that I like the same gender. I would have rather him say, yo, you're just a piece of shit ass nigga. That's exactly what you are. You'll never find love. You never get married. That'd have made some sense.
I'd rather that. Yeah.
Saying that a nigga is gay, is just like a far stretch. But the only other people I hear saying shit like that is women.
Yeah. I literally just reacted to a video where the women were saying because men want to sleep with a lot of women that automatically makes them gay, and I'm like, that's crazy as hell to hear that. Matter of fact, I want to say it was the one that he was on.
It
is women.
All right, so I'm glad that you said that. So if that's the case, so any man that said I was gay in your chat, anytime you said I was gay, what does that say about you? That you are what?
What you mean?
It's not a good comeback.
I said you're projecting.
I'm asking you a question. Men answer questions, right? So any man that was in your chat that's called me gay, or you yourself calling me gay with no proof of it, I had to turn the camera because my children are running around. They just woke up because where I'm at is 8 a.m.
He started
right.
It,
so what proof do you have? Right, you don't have any. So by your own words, what are you saying about yourself?
What proof do I have that you're projecting that you're like you're gay? that you've been fighting from a woman's point of view this whole time.
That you just said 2 seconds ago.
I'm telling you right now.
Do you not remember what you said out your own mouth? That's how we know you full of shit.
I'm telling you right now.
Oh man,
you literally just heard me say it. I said you've been fighting from a woman's point of view this whole time.
Yes.
You've been speaking as if you was one of the girls up here this whole time.
Yeah. Because the crazy thing is, and this is what you got to be careful about, the women still choose. The women still choose. Mr. Cheat, Dr. Cheat, Beanz, that's cheap. Those women are choosing him. They know who he is before they actually end up dealing with him. So that's what I say, man, we can't take the blame away from them so much to say that it's only us about us improving. Yes, should we be better? For sure. Should we be able to be mature adults, mature men to say that I want better for the future and the people around me? For sure. But we cannot sit right here and say that all women want to receive that.
I said no other man up here. You haven't agreed with no other man up here, Fatty or Ali, this whole time. That's why I called you Unlimited the two sister girls. That is my reasoning right there.
Sister girls is crazy.
That's because I'm a man. I don't need no other man to agree with me.
And I said that you're seeking validation. And I said you're seeking validation on your manhood from a female.
Yes, you said that. But you saying that doesn't mean there's any truth in it. Ain't no truth in you. You already admitted that you're a liar. So we know you're a manipulator, right? So you are going to say this liar language. This is what you do for your relationship skill set, right? You use liar language, like how you use that liar language against me right now. None of the things that you're saying, I'm actually saying. That's why you got to take my words and remix them.
See, that's why I understand what Beanz was saying when he's talking about you trying to portray the perfect man. So you can't really sit right here and say, yeah, you already said that you're a cheater, you're a liar, and this and that. All people do that. So to sit right here and say that you about to put yourself on a higher pedestal to make yourself seem a little bit better, you end up making yourself sound more disingenuous.
You don't actually address anything I'm saying.
The chat was calling you gay, then you might just be giving gay, bro.
Thank you. So now if the chat, so now all those things that you're saying, right? So that means what about your chat?
That is giving gay. It's crazy.
Not just my chat called you gay, the YouTube chat called you gay too.
Thank you. So everybody that is saying that, right? Because you said something earlier. So what does that say about those men?
Cooking itself.
Okay, they're gay.
Okay, let's move on.
Thank you. He's so stupid. He said it himself. He said it. He dumb.
We have a real reasoning for calling you for labeling that.
Yeah.
You've been fighting on the women's side this whole time. You've been moving like the woman the whole time in this podcast.
No, he hasn't. I think
limited. You can't say enough. He's on your side. It's biasness.
It is.
He's been rocking with you the whole time.
I don't think it doesn't have anything to do with size right now. It has a lot to do with intellect. That's clear. It's just a different level of intellect, a different level of communicating too. It has nothing to do with being a woman or communicating like a woman. It's just a different intellect level.
No, it's a lack of intellect level, and no shot to Sharon and anybody on here that might feel some type of way, but I think it's a lack of. Now, if he was to say that he's not moving like a man his age, but you can give a better argument as to why he should change yourself for the future, for maybe a relationship, maybe if you want kids and stuff like that. But you're going to have different type of people out there. If that's not the path he want to live, he might be on this dark road. But to say the man is homosexual because of it, that's where the limited intellect is coming from.
And that's okay.
You'll answer this question, Limited. Has he agreed with any man on this podcast this whole time? Or has he not been debating with the men the whole time? Has he debated against you women at any time during this podcast?
Not that I pay attention.
No, not. Can the women answer? Has he debated with any one of y'all on any of these topics once?
What, me?
No, just period. Has he debated with a woman at all during this podcast in any topic? Even when we was talking about the dates, has he debated against y'all at once, or has he debated with y'all?
I'm not sure. Where are you going against me, Sean? I think he was debating against me.
What was the debate? Because you debated with us in the beginning.
No, I didn't debate with y'all. I agree.
You agree with us, right?
Yeah.
Then, but who was he? Whose side was he on?
He was on the opposite side, I think.
Exactly. And then he's been on the opposite side this whole time. He hasn't flip-flopped at all. He's been with the women the whole time.
Wow. Now, like pretty much debating the women's main topics that they normally, like the majority of women, what they're always talking about. He's asking if Sharon had actually went against any of those main women-led topics, and it's like, no, he didn't. My bad. I understand now.
No, you good. You feel what I'm saying?
I went against you, Camara, right? Because you was on the opposite side of the argument. I argued the point. I didn't argue you as a woman or them as a man. I argued the point because I did not agree with it.
Yeah, I didn't know it was like women versus men going on. I just thought it was the topics.
We're gonna leave it right there, y'all. I don't really see any more to where it's going to explain anymore. I think Dr. Cheat already got out what he needed to say. Sharon and his argument was being disingenuous because, like I said, you need to break it down in two different levels. Is he gay, or does he need to be a better man? And better man being, does he have a family? Does he want to be in a monogamous relationship? Does he want to see? It's going to boil down to what the person wants. If he doesn't want that, this is the life that he chose. You have to choose the reality that you're living, and you have to deal with the consequences. See, I'm not going to point the finger and say this guy's doing this, guy's doing that, because guess what? Somebody else is signing up for it. He's not putting a weapon to these women's heads saying that, no, you got to be with me. You got to deal with all this trauma that I'm giving you. You got to deal with this abuse. No. You can be raised differently. You can learn to have boundaries and understanding and whatnot. But guess what? The world don't owe you understanding. So if you didn't learn those things and you happen to run into a guy that sends you down these emotions and you end up liking them, that's going to fall back on you. But the thing about it, to say that these women are dealing with abuse, man, we all do a minor form of abuse if you really think about it. Because your woman's still going to have to be taught how to really treat you, trained, or whatever word we want to use. She's going to have to learn how to acquiesce to your nature. She's going to become a little bit of you when you apply come in her. Just being honest, you're going to reshape her mindset as to who she is. And some might say that it might look like abuse. Let's say you're an asshole and she has to learn that you're an asshole and deal with you being an asshole. It is what it is. I can be an asshole with my woman. Guess what? She is now molded to understand and be shaped around me being an asshole sometimes. In Sharon's eyes, that might look like abuse because I'm not treating her nice all the time. I'm not the nice guy all the time. I can be an asshole. I can be rude sometimes. But that's not the totality of the relationship, because she's the mother of my kids. She's my wife. So, of course, I'm going to treat her nice when it's time to. but I'm not doing it all the time. And I appreciate her for what I can appreciate her for. But box, of course, it always starts as the priority. I mean, I don't understand how a guy cannot see that men want sex. Like, that's just that. Like, we're attracted to their beauty and all the other things. Usually a lot of guys get turned off when you start getting into the thought process of some of the chicks and how they think and how they act. Then you like, but usually a guy who might be more of a girl's girl will say they can, like I get where Dr. Cheat was getting at. The gossiping part, the fellowshipping part. That's a little bit different when you can fellowship with women on so many levels, because it might prove that you might play for that team possibly. You know, opposed to guys, you usually learn how to fellowship with guys because it's more manly camaraderie. It's competition. It's instant sport. Whether we all friends and hanging out, it's still sport at the same time. There's always a competition and competing factor amongst men. But the funny part with him on this panel, he was debating with the men and only on the women's side. So I think that definitely this was interesting. Like I said, I don't want to like completely choose sides, but I understand where Dr. Cheat was coming from. Sharon, I think his argument got lost. He got lost in his own argument because it went from trying to convey a message to now feeling like he was disrespected, and now he has to point the finger and say that, no, you're like this because of this. And then now the argument get muddy. It just sounds crazy the more you listen to it. And it's just a whole bunch of ad hominem attacks, but no real thought process and logic behind it. Even Dr. Cheat tried to help him out by saying, hey, you better off saying that I'm a crappy dude, that I need to improve and be better. I would have been happier him just saying that. Because I think, but that's the thing about it. I can only say that for somebody who actually want to change. Let's say I ran a community, I would just tell you to get the F out. You can't be amongst my people. But let's say you actually somebody who want advice and you want to change, then we can break down your character. But if you don't want to change, that's just who you are. You got to go live your reality as who you are. But I'm gonna have this link description. Shout out to Fatty and Ali and the whole panel. That shit cheap, definitely. Like I said, me and him are very different. Maybe it's because I'm older. I understand the dark side of him, but at the same time, it's going to depend on the reality that you want to live. But yeah, shout out to him as well. And this shit got JayBReacts, y'all. Until next time, peace.